Hi Nitin. Hi everyone. So I can see a lot of people here. So it's so we have
Hi,
uh,
Smita.
hi Nitin. So we have Ramesh, Chadan, and Darshan and Khushi. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, today
So,
is a very interesting topic. So hi guys, welcome to the show. And Nitin, how was your day? It's mid of the week.
oh, it has been a heavy day, but then, you have to take time out for something that you like to do.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah.
yeah. So I was a little more excited. This is a little different topic and
Yeah.
something for me also to get some information because this, non-linear career path
Yes.
is something which even I have learned new. And good, you brought this up.
Hmm. So, guys, this is a career chit chat sessions which we've started. So, the first session we did was on career mapping. So, in the first session, I think Nitin had shared a mind map as well. I
Right.
think people who joined the first session must have got that. So, if you want to see the map, you can again share it in the link today also, Nitin. So, Nitin, you want to give a brief background to your about yourself to the viewers so that they get to know because they might be new viewers today.
Yep, why not? I think that is a ritual which we should do every time.
Yeah.
So, yep, quick, small information about me. I happen to be from IT background and I'm into project management. Mostly you can call me an agile personal. And other than apart from that, I love to sketch. I like to mentor, coach, and learn about new things. And we and Smita have also collaborated before, and that was a different forum and different session. But yeah, this is something that I like to do. Discuss my experiences, share the thoughts. Uh, so yes, Smita, over to you.
Yeah, so I'm a CA by qualification, and I also work in a I have a corporate career, and along with that, I also have different passions which I follow. I'm an author as well. So yeah, we'll come back to your questions. Can you explain about linear and non-linear career? So yeah, so I'll ask this question to you, Vinith. What do you understand by linear, by the term linear? Any guesses you want to take on that, Vinith? So no, anybody else wants to give it a shot to that question? That what do you mean by linear career, or what do you mean by linear, basically? So Nitin, you had a picture, right, which shows linear and non-linear. If you can show that picture image, I think probably people might get little bit of understanding.
Yep, sure, why not? Let me just bring that out. And I think what would I understand by linear is, straight.
Yes. So
So
linear
very
means straight line, and non-linear doesn't mean completely zigzag. It starts with straight line and then it gets into a zigzag. That's what non-linear means. So I think with coming of COVID and people exploring different options, so non-linear career options have got popularity now rather than the linear ones right now. So
So Vineet, yes, you are almost there. It is like a sticking with a stable job and
yes.
stable career because it has its own advantages.
Hmm.
But what I explained, maybe I can just put up that, share
Yeah.
my screen,
If you
and
see the image, you might get a better understanding. So if you can bring that up. So yeah. So linear
yep,
also means a traditional career which we've been following, like career progression, like one after the other, one growth after the other, from a junior level to a senior
right.
level. That's the progression in career. Is also known as linear career or traditional career.
So Smita, is it visible to you and all? What
No, we
I've
can't
just
see.
shared?
Yeah,
Is
we
it?
can see your screen, but I we can see only the chat screen. I mean the
Oh,
creator screen.
mm, okay. Let me reshare then in that
Yeah.
case.
Oh, so
Okay.
linear.
Oh, did we lose Willie Smita? Okay, so maybe I'll just explain what she was trying to say was linear Yeah, Smita has unfortunately dropped. Maybe some network issue. So I think in very simple terms, what she was trying to explain was linear is a straight line, what we can say, where your career is like, you start with a training, you graduate, you get some experience, you move on to the higher position, and then you prove yourself, you learn some more additional skills, and then you go up your career. So it's a traditional career path where you start from a trainee and you are actually, get promoted and move on to the path of getting maybe a module lead or assistant, then manager, then general manager. So that is a carved path, and what you can say is, I could say that's a very traditional path or of
Yeah.
career.
Yeah, that's right, because it's like a progression, one step after the other. For example, someone joins as a clerk in a bank, retires as a manager from a bank. It is a linear and traditional career path. So, but in today's world, it's a fluid world. It's better to embrace the fluid world. So yeah, the linear will always give you money, status. There is less risk involved there, and also there is a lot of satisfaction that you have a job, you get a money at the end, paycheck at the end of the month. But is the linear career, which is always a straight line, is best for you? Do you think is it good for you, or is it non-linear, which is good?
Okay, let me attempt to share that again. I crossing my fingers.
So Nitin, you can hear me, right?
Uh, yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. Okay.
Is my screen visible,
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the
Now
way?
it's visible.
I've
So now
shared
you guys
something.
can see what you're talking about, linear versus non-linear. The first one, which is your linear, so that is your progression,
Yep.
and the other one is your zigzag, which is your non-linear.
So interestingly, if you see, a non-linear path can have multiple careers, which is like,
Absolutely, yeah.
and Smita, just to be honest, this is a part taken one of my close friend,
Oh wow.
and that's what I've depicted. So this guy is my school buddy. So
Mm-hmm.
he went
Yeah.
to IT because it was a boom time.
Hmm.
Then somehow he didn't like it. He said,
Okay.
okay, I'm not liking it. He went on to salesperson and he started selling computers, laptops.
Hmm.
Then he thought, okay, this is fine, but still, this is not what I like to do.
Hmm.
Then he took a radical change and he went on to a ad agency where found his, he found, he could be a good copywriter. And that's
Okay.
where he started getting creative.
Hmm.
And slowly with the contacts, since he was working with ad agencies and a lot of media channels,
Hmm.
he landed up with Star
Hmm.
Plus, and where he joined as a junior producer,
Hmm.
and that's when he found, that this is what he wanted to do.
Hmm.
And then from there onwards, he's currently now a creative director with a Prime channel.
Hmm.
So that time, when he was doing all these things, I was not even aware this is called linear career,
Yeah.
non-linear career.
Yeah. So that's yeah. A lot of people are going for that option. So Ramesh, you
Right.
mentioned some. I saw in the chat, Ramesh, you mentioned that a linear career is not taking risk and not switching also. So yeah, linear career, you can be like you're switching from one company to the other company. So that is also kind of a switch, and there's a career switch as well. If you want to experiment in career, for example, you might be a journalist at a newspaper, and then you want to do freelancing writing as well. There are a lot of options. So I know people uh, uh, during the pandemic, there were a lot of people who traveled basically to different places and were writing from there. Not only about the travel journey, what about the food cuisines were there, and also about the things which they were experiencing from whatever topic they wanted to write about. So people use that opportunity as well of a different career. Although their main maybe their main skill set was writing, but they were using this skill set of writing to some other for content creation or some other vlogs, etc., which is better, linear career or non-linear career. So
So,
uh, so what do you
Smita,
think? Let
I
us ask
think,
them, what do you think basically, which is better?
so I just want to know if anybody has heard a writer who is a well-known writer, you know, whom I'm talking about, who has He has moved from linear to non-linear.
Do
He's
you?
from your, I think he's from the banking sector.
Yeah. So, for example, Chetan Bhagat, he was an investment banker, then he became an author, he's a motivational speaker now. So, that's again a different career path he's taken. So, yeah, so people start, so what I'm saying is people will start with a linear career only because that's what they know about it. And then what happens is because of the awareness they have, whatever insights they have, the dreams they have, the goals they have, and the unhappiness or the irritation or things which they want to do in life for a larger purpose, a larger cause, makes them take a non-linear path, basically. So that's what normally typically happens, the hunger to do different things in life. So, and for example, even if you've got career progression one after the other, and there comes a point that money doesn't give you satisfaction, then you start searching for different things in life. And that is a time when people start switching to the non-linear. And non-linear also means people are becoming entrepreneurs also right now. Right? I think we've seen so many people starting their own stuff. So, for example, in Instagram and Facebook, they've used, instead of having a physical office, they have a virtual office. So they want to do any business, they can do it through Insta or Facebook as well. So they've utilized that medium as well. Social media has also been a great influence for non-linear careers as well. There's a hustle culture which we have in youngsters. So right, Bombay. So Nitin is based out of Bombay, and I'm based out of Bangalore. So yeah, Bombay. You can see a lot of people with a lot of from media personality, media, from finance. There are so many people from different industries basically, and that hustle culture and juggling is always there, right?
Right. So Chandan, just to answer, I have been in a really linear career for almost what, 12 years to 15 years. And when did I started thinking about non-linear? Which thought what made me happy? That's what exactly what you're saying. What brings you satisfaction at end of the day? What makes you happy? So that's where the question starts coming in. That is this what I want to do? At the end of the day, am I, when I close my work day, do I feel satisfied that you know what I'm doing what I like and it's keeping me engaged? It is not like a burden on my head, and in the morning I get up and say, not really, not again, not today. So that is a very right thing. I think happiness, satisfaction, and if it is giving you that your creativity, if you are on the creative side of it, your work is giving you that kind of flexibility to do things differently. That can be one more aspect to switch to linear or non-linear. And what is better is, you know, that would be something which would differ from person to person, because linear career is very stable, it's financially rewarding, and you have, you know where you are going ahead, so you know the focus. So there is very less risk. You get better as a recognition at work, and over the period of time you get certain kind of what you can say is expertise in certain things. So if you take check boxes and if all ticks in, and if that is what you want to do, why not go ahead with you? There's nothing wrong or right, basically.
But Nitin, non-linear career is not very easy, but you need to plan. You have to actually think through what you want
Yes.
to do. It's a lot of like risk taking, of faith and serendipity. Basically,
Sure.
what you need to do ahead, right? That's also there. Though non-linear is becoming very normal nowadays, but it's not an easy thing to do because. You have responsibilities at home, you have things to do at home, you have a lot of aspiration also, and your materialistic goals as well. And you never know when if you take non-linear path, when you will reach that goal. For example, there's a guy called Ranveer Alabadia. He does a channel called Beer Biceps. His journey, if you've seen, he started as a YouTuber with tips on fitness and all. Now he does interviews for a lot of celebrities and all. So yeah, so people have taken that career as well. Earlier, YouTube was not a
Right.
option, but now it is there. So yeah, so you'll have to experiment. So that is, Jatin, that one thing is very sure. You'll have to experiment to find what gives you that happiness. What is your inner calling? Does it meet your requirements as well? Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
He does
quick
more of
question.
he does more of podcast as well. Yeah, that's true.
So, so I think I'll just ask you questions, Smita. You know, you were having like financial career, which is kind of a very good career if
Yeah.
you think so. You have gone to write a book. That is kind of a trajectory, You have gone very different, and that too not on. If you had written book on finance, I could have understood.
Hmm.
But you have gone to write a book on travel. I mean, that is something non-linear. So, where did that thought came from?
So for me, I
Oh,
was a banker for
yep.
15, 16 years, and I was yeah. Let me answer that question, Ramesh. Yeah, YouTube is a non-linear career as well. So yeah, to answer Nitin, Nitin, I am part of a corporate career. I have a linear career. I do not have a non-linear career as such, but I have my other passions. For example, I'm an author, a trekker, a traveler, a dancer, and I do poetry as well. So these are all my passionate stuff, and they are all non-linear. And I also have a social cause or life skill. Probably that is my plan B, my retirement plan, and it's a non-linear because I do a lot of things which are not traditional there. And the shift is because that is aligned to my purpose. My ikigai is to the purpose is to help youngsters with life skills. So everything is aligned to that. And I went and travel transformed my life, and I was able to find the purpose of my life. That's the reason I wrote that book with life lessons and travel. And because people bring me joy, it's more about my experience with people and how it all transformed the my life as well. So that's how the journey began. I started looking at non-linear, and because I have a degree in finance, and I wanted to continue with my linear career as well, so I'm balancing as of now with both linear and non-linear options.
So I think you have started on that path slowly.
Yeah,
That's what I can see. So
yeah.
we
So
have
that,
an
yeah,
example in front of us how to go non-linear. You can take small steps. If you're already following a linear path, it does not mean you do things overnight. But yeah, you can work towards your passion. And I think post-COVID, there are a lot of avenues. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, and there are different avenues like we have Creators itself, which is a medium. So if you really want to try out non-linear stuff, you can just think what all you can do, and you can take small risks, not very big risks, and start exploring your non-linear options,
yeah,
which can lead you to a non-linear career. So what I could say is, being in a linear career, I can think of going to non-linear gradually. That is one perspective I can see, which
yeah.
can be there.
So I
So
think bada jigra chahiye. You have to need to have that bigger heart, bigger courage, and I mean you have to come out of your comfort zone, and you have to know how to hustle because one day you might be the CEO or the founder or whatever you're doing, but also you have to do the basics, low level job, low level and the high level of the entire work which you want to do. So that is
right,
always
that reminds me, we had movie called Gully Boy. That's a movie based on rapper. That's a non-linear career,
yes, yes.
and how famous it is. I was just catching on one Big Boss episode, and I could see one rapper MC Stan.
Hmm.
He's in Big Boss, so you can shine a big time. Also, there are opportunities in non-linear career. Since you do what you want to do, there is chance of. I think there is chance of fast growth over there. Also, you can click big time. You can shine. So, what do you? I think there are pros and cons to that also.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
so, a lot of pros and cons there in non-linear compared to linear, I feel.
yeah. So I had done a session here in Creator Club also with the Coffee with Friends. So Krishna had come on my show. He's a mechanical engineer. He went to a voice accent trainer. Then he's into got into learning, and now he's a learning head with a startup. So I mean, his career trajectory is very very different. He did not follow the linear path at all. So I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people. I mean, see, when you see, look around, there are people who've done a degree in some form, but they've not used that degree. They've used something different. He was passionate about writing and learning and voice, so he went into that direction.
So, do you mean to say you should follow your calling?
Yeah, you if you can follow your passion and if you can make a career out of it, it is really good, basically. So people right now you see a lot of influencers on the Instagram, different kinds of influence, food influence and photography, travel, whatever. Even for examples, earlier we used to take CAs were only practicing or working in jobs. Basically, now you can see C is doing YouTube channel, YouTube sessions as well, channel as well. There are a lot of things which they are doing. Trading is another one. Education sector is another one. So,
Right.
what are the pros and cons of
Yes,
linear?
gosh.
It is, yeah, better pay. You get it is risk free. For a risk come hai, you'll get a paycheck at the end of the month. Basically, that's another thing which is there. And it's what you call money is there, status is there, and your most satisfaction is there in linear career because you know na कि next progression क्या आने वाला है. So much more in थोड़ा risk कम है and your I think law there's no loss over there unless until you lose a job there is no otherwise kind of a loss over there. That's why linear career is preferred and like traditional people, I mean, old our parents' generation, they prefer to have a linear career. If you tell them that you're following a non-linear and you do not know when your next money is going to come, they will always be shocked. After getting a degree, you're doing such a kind of thing where you do not have a constant income. That's a thing which will come from parents. But
So,
but I think now, so there are so many avenues, so many options are available that you can do a course now and upskill now, reskill now, and try experimenting with things.
so I think cons I can relate to myself. Sometimes in linear career, you are going in a, you're doing same routine work that can make you stagnant. You can lose interest.
Mm.
Then there is another factor of, okay, I need a bigger salary. I need to switch. So there's constant, this strife I have seen where you spend 4 to 5 years with an organization. You're like, नहीं यार, बस हो गया, अभी कुछ और देखना है. A lot of people around you switch. So it can be there, you are in constant race of moving ahead. It can be because your career ambition, it can be your pay packages because corporate is all about money at the end of it. So it can be, mundane job. Like I said, you can get up in morning and say, आज वापस वही नहीं करना.
Mm.
So these are some cons of it, which which have come up more in times of COVID because people have been working from home for a number of hours. So these are the factors even I can identify with, boredom, stagnancy, just feeling disinterested at times and wondering what you're doing in life.
And
So
another thing is, नितिन एक fear of missing out भी होता है ना. आप linear में जा रहे हो, पता चले बाकी लोग hustle culture कर रहे हैं, different चीजें कर रहे हैं. Let's try that out. So, but even if you try that out, you can still come back to linear. That's what I tell people. Experiment in life, na?
very
Like
true.
if you have a degree, you can still come back. So there are so many. So why are we afraid of going that extra mile to think of an experimenting on non-linear career? I do not know because yeah, there are pros and cons of linear, but if you experiment and try non-linear, can't we come back to linear?
So maybe looking at non-linear, what I think, where it can be an issue, there is no schedule. If I'm taking up something which eats up 12 to 14 hours, I have to do it. Then, then something like stability. If I don't like something, I may not go in long term in non-linear, maybe look out for something else. Support, what you talked about, you might not get initial support कि यार अच्छा खासा जॉब छोड़ के कहाँ जा रहे हो, कुछ पता है नहीं, आगे क्या होने वाला है, does it make even sense? These are very typical questions which are thrown at people who try to do non-linear. And job में कैसे हो रहा है, linear you progress, you get pat on the back, award मिल गया, monthly award मिल गया. You might not get that kind of recognition initially. Definitely. And yes, it is a risk, but yeah, if it is worth taking. Though the amount of risk can vary from person to person. But these are some of the cons which can be non-linear.
So Darshan is mentioning FOMO will be there every point of life, right? Yes, that's there. So आप linear करोगे तो लगेगा non-linear करना चाहिए था. Non-linear करोगे तो लगेगा linear. So experiment both. Start with linear and then move to non-linear.
So it's like tossing a coin, Sometimes you get heads, sometimes you get tails. And if I'm wishing for tails and if I get a head, I'll toss that coin again till I get heads.
Then I'll tell people who are in 20s and all, please experiment, go and try it out. Okay? Check out what your dreams are, goals are, whether they're aligned to the career you're choosing. It's okay if you're switching jobs in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. It's okay. It's fine. So
So
really, because I've seen people like my own father was in a company for 23 years.
That's a long time.
It's a very, very long time. He worked there. He retired from there. He came out of there. He took a BRS from there. So and he was happy in that. So our parent generation are like that. If they're happy in that, they must have stayed in it. But I think, switched so many companies. I think more than 8 or 9 companies in my 18 years of career. I've switched like that. So it depends what you want to do in life, and probably when you start experimenting and look at things, what are your interests, what are your strengths, get to know yourself first. कि आपका strengths क्या है, आपको what gives you happiness, what gives you that intrinsic motivation as well, what is there which will take you to the next level. So these questions, if you're able to figure it out, then it's easy to make a choice of your career as well. Whether you want to go linear, whether you want to go non-linear, whether you want to make a little bit money first in linear and then use it for non-linear. It all depends which stage you are in life, basically. So accordingly, you can decide.
Right. I think technically, which I could switch a career to having network engineering. So, Smita, on that point, I found a very interesting link on LinkedIn which talks about it. I'll just try to share that.
Yeah, do that. The link which you shared with me, you can put it in the
Yes.
also. So there's this link which Nitin will share. It's an article in LinkedIn. It's very beautifully written about linear and non-linear careers. Please do read that. So in that also the writer has mentioned that if you're in your 20s, if somebody had told him about the kind of things he should look at, like his strengths, his interests, his goals and dreams, and the focus, instead of getting a job, if the focus was on understanding his own self, it would have been easy for him to figure out what he wants to do in life.
Right. So
That's
let
the
me
summary of
just.
that article which Nitin is going to share. It's a very nice, interesting one.
Yeah. So I was, quite happy to find that because it is very well explained. I kind of liked it, the way that guy has
Yeah.
narrated
So
the
it's
entire thing.
Hamit's article, and it also shows a line, also straight line, which is linear, and this is zigzag, which shows non-linear. So very beautifully articulated article that is.
Right. So,
And he also
let,
mentioned how in a non-linear career path can be rewarding as well. That's the topic of that article as well.
right. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to switch the tab. So maybe, uh, is it visible now, or I will have
Yeah,
to
it's
open a
visible.
new window?
Visible. Yeah, it's visible. So this
Yeah.
is how,
So
this is how it looks like, that linear and non-linear. Yeah.
that's really a good spaghetti. It
Yeah.
reminded me of the noodles. But yeah, it can be this way, definitely. And it is a very simple article. It talks about non-linear stuff, and he's just given some examples, and he's just given some information. And I would recommend it's a really good read. And this is a guy who has done non-linear career, and he has talked about like starting from childhood, what we wanted to do in different areas of life, and I really liked it. So
Yeah.
the guy is Amit Shirazi,
Hmm.
and maybe I'll just paste this in chat,
Yeah. Put
because
that
he
link so that people
definitely.
can read it. And he typically says that it's a gratifying journey. Non-linear career is a gratifying journey.
Yes, so he means that service to humanity, which I really like. So I pasted that, and I think if
So when so what I've seen, Nathan, when I travel, right, I normally don't stay in a hotel. I normally stay in hostels, and also I've seen people who stay in hostels for a long time. They are English tutors or translators somewhere. They're doing different small kind of jobs just to ensure that their money when they're staying for a long time. For example, if I've gone for a week or 2 weeks to Bali, I'd see like so many people who were there for months, basically, who were doing this part-time kind of a job, and they were whatever skills. I mean, if they didn't have the skills, they were acquiring that skill and then doing it. There's
exactly.
somebody, so I had seen somebody who's done some PhD and all. He was learning to make bags there. So in the local market, he was doing it so that he wanted, because he was creative, he wanted to earn money out of it. So he learned that skill. So again, a non-linear career kind of path, basically.
Yes, so I think we can
That's right.
talk also. Good
Absolutely right.
example is Hemant, our mentor.
Yeah. Our coach. So we belong to both of us are part of a career leadership circle. It's a WhatsApp
Right.
group where a lot of like-minded people who are interested in coaching or able to go to the next level, all are part of that group. So our coach is Hemant Deshpande, and he's from
Yes.
IT, right?
Yep.
I mean, So yeah, he's switched his career to becoming a coach basically. So right, we've seen his journey basically, how he was in the IT sector, was not happy there, how
Yes.
he moved, and now he has a big group of clients as well.
So that is live example for us. It's
Yes.
an inspiration that if you plan correctly and if you know go non-linear way with some bit of planning,
Hmm.
it definitely succeeds. And as per him, he said was that he found it quite gratified doing
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
That
Yeah.
is what matters.
So another interesting thing is I use this Rapido and all a lot. Okay, I don't know whether it is there in Mumbai or not. Bangalore में मैंने Rapido देखा and I've seen people uh, in between jobs, people are also using that Rapido just for earning money. So they're using the skill for doing it. So what they're saying is they meet
Yes.
interesting people. एक घर पे बैठ के बोर होने से या फिर feeling low that I do not have a career as of now. I'm in between jobs. What will I do next? They're interacting with people on the two-wheeler and they're asking questions. And I met very interesting people there also. Someone was from IIT. Someone was from had done the first job in my own company as well. So it was very interesting to know their stories as well.
Right, Ramesh. Quite true. They side hustle till they make more money, and then it's called Naukri se hustle. When
Many.
they start doing that and earning more.
That's true. That's true.
So I have seen people, I have seen my cousin who was in linear job and his passion was for trading. So he slowly, he took up a course. He started slow and now he has retired and he's into full-time trading and he's kind of liking it.
Hmm.
So it was like, okay, he had passion for that and he slowly built. And there was a time where he made more money in trading than his and monthly salary. So that can also happen. There are possibilities in non-linear also which can give you more money. So that is also the cases which I have seen. So I do have a lot of friends or people around me who are getting into non-linear these days,
Hmm.
and there are a lot of examples which we see around ourselves also. That is very motivating for me, which
Yeah.
which is a good
So,
thing. People are realizing.
yeah, so the person from whom I learned my driving basically, he was working in an MNC in overseas. He comes back to India and starts a driving school basically. So another
Wow,
his intention is to teach people, I mean, driving basically. So and people who have their own cars basically, उनको ज़्यादा सिखाते हैं because people who have fear basically of roads. So his main goal is to make people be on their own for feet and be able to drive basically. That's his purpose in life. Keep लोगों को और independent बनाना. People who are his students are all basically females or very scared of driving or old people or people with disabilities, so it is his purpose to make people independent. So and then it is again a non-linear career as well, and he's in his 60s, I mean late 60s, and all after retirement he's found his career. So when you start looking at non-linear careers around you, so it is already there, but because we are in that we do not we always are focused on so much on linear, अपने आस पड़ोस के मतलब colleagues, अपना school के classmates and all that, we tend to follow that, follow वो herd mentality आ जाती है.
very true. So from your point, I got reminded that chapter from Ikigai
Hmm.
where that person just loves to do very small thing and he is keeping on doing it years till he retires, and after that still he keeps working
Hmm.
because that is what he loves to, that is his passion. And
Yeah.
once you do something, hours doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I think that is something where you should look at what gets you engaged,
Yeah. So
and that could be something.
so Nitin, what I also tell people is that whether you have a linear or a non-linear career, have a passion which you can do even after retirement. Something, चाहे gardening हो, चाहे reading हो, a passion also along with your careers, whether linear or non. Because what happens is after retirement, sometimes um people feel that what's the purpose of life? आगे life कैसे कटेगी? It's better to have a passion, and if it can be clubbed with your your career as well, it is well and good. If it cannot be clubbed, at least the passion has to be there, something which keeps you moving.
Very
Yes.
true. So I believe you have to be experimental, try out different
Experiment,
things,
yes.
and if
Explorer, be
one
an
thing,
explorer, experiment and celebrate life. That's what I can say, right, Nitin? Yeah, yeah.
and if one non-linear does not work. I don't think that's the end. There's
Yeah.
always new beginning. Like that famous dialogue, unless it is not happy ending, it's not over. It's
Yeah.
just an anti-climax.
Just
There's
keep
a
it.
very famous dialogue by Shah Rukh Khan.
Uh,
Picture abhi baki hai bas.
so वही
So
होना चाहिए
I
ना.
think
Yeah, what next is there, right? वही होना चाहिए ना. What is next? What
yes.
are we next up to? I mean, people should think that way. एक ही में रुकना नहीं चाहिए. Yeah.
Oh yes, what makes you
Right.
happy, what keeps you engaged, and what gives you satisfaction. I think these are the key factors. And you can go on exploring. There's endless things that you can do, and it all depends on what you like and what you want to do.
Hmm.
So, what you would like to summarize, Smita, since we are almost at
Yeah, we are
8:40.
almost there. So what I'll tell is experiment and explore and celebrate in life and experiment with your careers, whether it's linear or non-linear. Linear, maybe don't look at only progression, look at options as well. Ask those relevant questions which you want to ask in your career, which is very important, basically. What are the options available? What do you want to do? Ask yourself, and then look at the options available, and just experiment with that. That's what I want to
Right. So,
summarize. Yeah.
in linear also, you can do different things. That's what you're trying to say, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Being resilient, it makes you more resilient basically. You have more options.
Yes.
We
That
can't,
opens up your mind.
yeah, it opens up your mind as well. I think COVID has also given us this thing, opened up our mind that we should not, we can do a lot of things sitting at home as well. We can utilize
Very true.
everything. Yeah, if you want, there are a lot of options available. So instead of thinking low about yourself, look at it. It is, for example, there was one of my friends. She was asked to leave from the bank, one of the banks, and she did not know what to do. And she put on weight after expecting after her second child. What she did was she just joined Zumba for something for get losing weight, and now she's made a career in Zumba, and her shows come on TV as well, and she's a
Wow.
fitness expert in news channels as well. So it was a blessing for her that she
Amazing.
was asked to leave from the bank because she did वहाँ पे तो वो 9 to 5 में छोटे जॉब में without this popularity में फंस जाती. यहाँ पे she's got gained a popularity,
Flexibility.
flexibility. So many things has happened, and she's been able to like influence so many people as well to come into fitness as well. So that's a change which we see.
That
So
is
yeah, so
so
whatever
amazing.
happens in life is for good only. Take it in
Oh,
that way
yes.
and just move
I
ahead.
do agree. Yeah, I think on that positive note,
Yeah,
I
we can
would
end
like
the
to
show. Yeah,
thank
I think.
everyone
Are there any
to
questions? I
join.
mean, yeah. Thanks everyone for joining the show. Thanks Nitin for coming over.
Yes, sure.
Yeah,
We'll catch up again with next interesting topics,
yeah,
Smita,
yeah. We'll
soon.
catch up again. Yeah, yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks
Darshan.
everyone.
And yeah, I just before leaving, I would just like to say if you guys can just read that article, I would really recommend that.
Yeah,
That
do
is
read that
definitely
article
good.
definitely. So yeah, so if in case you want to follow Nitin, Nitin is available in LinkedIn as well. Nitin Bhagwat is his full name. So I'm also available in LinkedIn by Smita Omation. Both of us are there in Insta as well. So yeah, so you can follow us anywhere. If you have DM, you can question us if you have anything. Yeah.
Sure.
So okay,
Thanks all. Have a great night ahead. Bye.
bye
And have
bye.
an equally great week. Bye. Yep. Thanks for that. Cheers.
Bye.